Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right. Yeah, that's what that says. It says F ICE across the street. Somebody tagged that on the wall. Help me out. Look, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't agree with any of these colonial practices, you guys. I really don't. I know I was raised in this place. See that across the street? It says, well, you can't see it because it's upside down or right side or however you say that shit. Backwards, but yeah, man, it says F ICE there too. I have been a part of my daily prayers. Some of the things that I asked for in my daily prayers, one of them was to end ICE. Because I didn't like growing up how terrified some of my friends were of ICE. La migra, what they call it. It's to scare the shit out of them, excuse my language. But like, you gotta understand, like I'm from Los Angeles, so like, my brown brothers and sisters, I mean, some of them like me, some of them don't, you know, that kind of thing, because it depends on the politics. But like, I grew up around a lot of Hispanic people. Some of the people I knew the earliest in my life were Hispanic, which is actually a derogatory word, if I'll be honest with you. I don't really like using that word. But of indigenous to this country and indigenous to South America. So it's like, for me, I feel a certain personal disrespect pointed at my understanding of what humanity actually is when people try to belittle them. And it's tricky because, like I said, there are certain places in Los Angeles, I walk down the street, I'm an enemy to people, you know what I'm saying? Just because of my skin color. So a lot of them don't like us very much over here. A lot of them love us a lot, you know what I mean? So it's like, you never quite know, you know, it's just like anything else. When you're a black person, you never quite know who loves you, who hates you, including your own people. But just the same, it's like a lot of what ICE is about is not about getting immigrants. It's about getting Spanish-speaking immigrants out of here. They don't really care about too many others, not like that. They really don't. It's about sending those who are from the border, across the border back. And for me, I don't like it at all. I don't get down like that. I don't personally think that there's anything wrong with them being here. Now, as far as like the quote-unquote the science behind it, do we have this space for people, you know, sending people over that aren't, you know, good people and all of that, and all those different things? I'm not well versed in the knowledge to say, well, this is a problem. But what I do know is those who are telling me it's a problem, I don't trust. You see what I'm saying? I don't trust those people who are telling me the Spanish-speaking people are a problem. Those people a lot of times in my life have shown themselves to be the problem. And this is native land as it pertains to people who are from this land initially are brown skin and red skin, so to speak. And from what I understand, there's some black people who came over many moons ago as well. That's who's from this land. So I got a bunch of people that are European and British telling me that people who are brown don't belong here because the British decided a couple hundred years ago that this was their land after doing horrible things to those same people. So for me, it's like, my white ladies and gentlemen are going to have to forgive me for not looking at this the way you were taught to look at it. As a black person, I can't jump into that hypocrisy at all. I can't. It's just like I said about trusting the government. I don't have the privilege, based on what it is I've been shown in my life, to align with that. And because I'm not white, I don't benefit from doing so at all. And I know there are a lot of white people who don't as well, and a lot of white people who agree with me that this shouldn't be done, and they're standing up and they're standing on the front line, just like there's Jewish people against Israeli apartheid and genocide in occupied Palestine. So it's like, there's no perfect science to this. There are people who look just like me, probably even related to me in some cases, who don't agree with this, who will make points that people who are illegal deserve to be deported, and maybe they have some science behind that but they don't know, they don't know the people. A lot of the people who are telling us that they don't want those people here don't actually deal with those people. That's the part that's equally offensive. He asks these people how many Spanish people they know. They don't know any. But the people they hire to do stuff that they don't pay enough to do it. Oh, he does my yard. And the Mexican guy does, he sells, like that's all they know. They don't know, they didn't grow up with none of these people. So they don't have an educated point of view as to the fruit of the life of these people and how they bring so much to the table. They don't know this. They're surrounded by a bunch of people who look like them, talking about people who need to go away from them. It's like they're not even near you. Are you so offended by people you have to deal with? As somebody who grew up around these people, I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with these people. They're cool. They work hard and they don't ask for much. Like those who know them aren't offended by their presence. It's those who don't that often find themselves the loudest about them needing to leave. They don't need to leave, fam. If anything, you do. You need to be held accountable for your crimes so you don't believe that you can continue to create them in other places, like the Middle East, for example. You know, this is the problem. You got a lot of people who genuinely believe lies about themselves and about the people around them. Had a lady get on TV talking about, well, my people came over here legally. No, they didn't. You're white. Your people came over here on a murder mission to destroy people and take things. You guys are illegal. Everything you did to get this place is illegal. You who don't belong here. But because you came through, conquered the place, and nobody held you accountable for doing so, you get to just make the rules. And it's like, no, you don't. What needs to happen, by way of what you've shown us, is that it needs to be taken back from you the same way you took it from them. And until they get strong enough to do that, you get to dictate the terms. That's literally it. Because you have shown me that you do this to get that and then control everything. You didn't do this legally. You don't even pretend like you do, like you did. You just say by the terms of that I conquered this place and that I built upon it over a course of period of time, and that I forced people to build for me on my dime, I guess, or for free. I get to determine who gets to come where in imaginary lines, and that they're illegal and they have to follow protocol that I set up for the betterment of my own people and not them. That they can't cross the lines of land that I stole from them. It's like, nah. And the problem is, because a lot of us are paying attention to what's going on in Israel, occupied Palestine, it's a reflection of what you did to get this. It shows how that went down in a different way, so it's like we could be offended by it rather than just listen to you talk. Like listen to you talk about how it's just that you did this. No, we're looking at them do that to somebody else right now, and then you want me to turn back around and look at you as just as you sit here and tell me you have a right to do this to these people? No, you don't have the right to do nothing. But get the hell out of here. Because by the letter of the law, y'all should be paying them for everything you took for these people. But because it's only you enforcing those rules upon others and not yourself, credibility to be damned, you get to make it impossible for these people to become citizens and then push them out of here for not going through the process that's basically impossible. It takes 25 years to become a damn citizen. What are they supposed to do for the time being? Sit in that country that you pillaged, that you drain all the resources from? You call yourself the police of the earth, but you let the surrounding country beneath us go to crap. Poison the well everywhere, America, and then sit back on your high horse and act like you police the world, like you the beacon of morality. You betray that constantly. Everywhere we look, you're betraying your morality. And your credibility is sinking by the second. More and more people are starting to realize that you ain't shit, ain't never been shit, and probably ain't going to change in order to become shit. And I'm going to say it just like that, because that's exactly how you deserve to hear it. You're hypocrites, been hypocrites, gonna stay hypocrites, and go continue to pillage lands, colonize lands until someone stops you by force. It's the only thing that's gonna stop you. It's the only thing you respect is violence. and propaganda placed upon people to keep them from being violent toward you. While you're violent toward them, it's tired. It's a tired thing that you engage in. You exhaust the hell out of everybody, man. Honestly, you exhaust the hell out of everybody. No matter what form or fashion you engage in this behavior, you exhaust the world with this shit. And I'm telling you, people are tired of you. We tired of you, man. We've been doing this shit for almost 1,000 years now. We tired of this shit. You enslaved my people 400 years and killed their people off. And now in modern times, you still treating these people bad. Well, I gotta look over at Israel and see them doing the same shit, trying to be just like you. Nah, I'm tired of y'all. Y'all need to understand that shit. And it's not without merit. You steal and then stand behind your ability to do whatever you want because you feel you have a right to, and everybody's too damn docile to kick your ass about it. That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth about you. People are too docile, wrapped up in your propaganda and your self-hating manipulation, mind control, that they won't stop you from doing the same thing to other people that you did to them. That's all it is. They still want to revere you and respect you. As bad as you treat all these people, they still want to make you happy. They still want to kiss your boot and wave your flag and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, this is about the last generation that's going to do that. We got too much evidence of your practices. We're seeing it in real time. We look on our Instagram, our TikToks, and all that other stuff of your crimes. We see it. We're tired. We're exhausted. And you sit up there and justify it with your words. Well, we have laws that you broke in order to get what it is you have. The only way you're enforcing those laws is through violence. The same violence you shun in others. The hypocrisy is exhausting, man. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, this is one of the last generations that's gonna put up with your stuff. If you're gonna be cool, like a lot of you are, then we're gonna love you just the same, man. It ain't deeper than that. But all this racism and all this weird stuff that y'all trying to do in 2025, trying to take your country back, believe me, man, you're gonna be the only people here. And it's going to be an attack every 5 minutes. That's how that's going to go. You're going to push everybody away, and there ain't going to be no reason for your enemies not to attack this place. Do you know why your enemies don't attack this place? Because most of your enemies have people here. They can't blow up America. Why? Because they have people there. This is a melting pot. Everybody's here, man. It's the only reason why they ain't did to you what ultimately you deserve. And I'm telling you, you push all these people away, you push all the good brown and indigenous people away, and you leave this place being a white place, only white place, it's going to be getting attacked every 3 minutes. I guarantee it. 100 years from now, you're going to see how this ages. Y'all going to be begging us to come back so you can use us as human shields as you continue to. I'm telling you right now, man, y'all don't want a mass exodus of black and brown people. You don't want that. Mexico gets its stuff together, gets their power together, start becoming a real world power, and people start flooding down there for better life. That's the worst thing for whites. I promise you, that's the worst thing for them. They ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with a land that's only them, that they've done all this horrible stuff to obtain. They ain't. I'm telling you, man. And y'all be like, oh, he's anti-Semitic. Oh, he's racist. No, I'm just reactionary. You act cool, I act cool. Don't start shit, won't be shit. Honestly. You hear me having these conversations about Asian people? They ain't done nothing. No, it's y'all. Y'all doing that. Y'all the ones got everybody all messed up. Look at Congo and all types of weird stuff. Y'all invest in the weapons that are ultimately committing genocide in places that we don't even pay attention to. You invest in their destruction. So you can pillage from them and take the cheapest of labor from these people. And they want to cry, oh, we're victims. Or want to cry, oh, we're being mistreated so poorly. No, you want the right to continue to treat people poorly. That's what all this was reactionary to. Y'all treating people bad and then being tired of you. That's all it is. Fortunate enough, there's enough of you who represent the right things to keep it in our minds that all of y'all not the same, just like you'll look at us and say we're all the same. But luckily enough, see enough humanitarians that look like you that I say, yeah, there's some really good people there, man. I don't want to see all of them this, that, and the third. I don't want to see all of them pay for this, that, and the third of their ancestors, because there's some great people who want to see the best for me, just like I want to see the best for them, and I pray for the best of them and all of that. Lord, protect them from the wrath that's coming to their way. Type prayers for you. Because good people I don't want to see done dirty. Just like I want to see bad people get what they deserve, no matter what their color. But for the sake of what we're talking about, y'all got y'all comeuppance coming, man. And I'm just letting you know. Your propaganda and the things that keep it together, it's already disintegrated. The things that keep your lies and your cultures of believing in hypocrisy and upholding it and all that shit is falling apart by the second. Every one TikTok post at a time. It's falling apart. And while y'all continue to engage in dystopian behaviors, having people thinking that they're not supposed to believe their eyes as they see the horrors that you engage in, it's just going to be a matter of time before people just start looking at you like the crazy individuals that you are for engaging in the behaviors that's absolutely nuts. And they acting like it's not happening. It's just a matter of time. And so that's what I want to say to all of y'all, man. Y'all got to stand on everything y'all doing in a different kind of way. Y'all living in a world where people aren't actually coming after you for all that shit you do. A lot of you believe in gun holding and training your kids, gun this, that, gun that. I'm telling you. You're going to need all of that shit. Y'all keep letting the worst of y'all stand in the front of us and tell us that y'all don't care about our humanity. And I promise you, you're going to need every one of them guns, every one of them bullets. Because this is a matter of time for we tired of that and start doing something about it in a different kind of way. Nat Turner style, baby. So I'm telling you, y'all got to stop, man. I'm telling y'all, you're going to let the worst of y'all bait us into a real war, an actual war, a civil one. And it ain't going to be without merit. It's because y'all was indifferent to the suffering of others and didn't respect people's feelings, didn't respect people's cultures, didn't even respect yourself enough to do so. And everything that comes with that has a reaction to it, man. And the thing that keeps people docile is this disintegrating. That's the point. The thing that keeps people trusting and believing in your bullshit, it's falling apart, man. Y'all would be wise to start respecting people's differences and respecting people's land. You want to allow the Israelis, the Jews, to go back and take land that they allegedly had 5,000 years ago, but want to kick the Mexican people out of this land right here? You want to engage in that type of insensitive hypocrisy and act like people are going to sit on the sideline and just be cool with it because of money, because of celebrities or some stupid shit? Believe me, it's coming to an end. You can't make McDonald's your way out of this one. I promise you. You can't Starbucks your way out of that. And so that's what I wanted to say to all these people, man. I'm done being nice when it comes to certain stuff. Why be nice, man? Why be nice when they don't respect that? They take advantage of that. They want to silence you when you see something and you want to raise awareness about it to protect the innocent. They want you to be quiet. You know, engaging in devilish behavior, we're supposed to just sit back and watch them do it. I'm meditating, I'm trying. But I'm awakened as well, and I'm sick of what I'm seeing, and I'm sick of who's making me see it, who's doing it. And you're putting fear tactics into my people, into the people around me. Fear tactics into Palestinian people, anybody that looks like a little brown or black or anything like that. Y'all just want to put fear in their hearts and provoke them to be the terrorists that you say that they are. You're going to get what you're asking for, though. That's the problem. You're going to get exactly what you're asking for. Y'all want to believe y'all victims. Y'all ain't been victims. You ain't seen victimhood, though. Y'all think y'all the only ones that can be crazy, that can treat people poorly, that can do all types of weird shit. You don't even know. That's the strange thing about it. You really don't understand. You think people gonna respect your power, respect your wealth, continue to pay into your security and throw their bodies at your problems? That shit is disappearing. You gotta be able to have the minds of people to make them even volunteer for that shit. That's disappearing. That's the point. It's the point I'm trying to make. That for which makes people go along with you, it's going away. All we're left with is who represents the worst of you, telling all of us that they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us in any way, that they don't give a damn about the people next to us. They don't give a damn about anything that ain't white. And I'm telling you, man, it ain't right. It ain't right for the way you treat us, and it ain't right for what is going to happen to you because of it going forward. And a lot of the people who are going to be striking y'all, people look just like you, as sick of it as I am. And that part is going to really be frustrating for a lot of people. It's going to be their own people turning on them. Because they sick of your shit. Just like I am. Just like so many people of color are. And if you're not sabotaging people's efforts, there are other ways of making money, other ways of gaining supreme wealth, other ways of gaining supreme power than off the backs of brown people. I know that's hard for you to believe. I know that's not how you do it. I know that's against everything in your practices and beliefs. And how your grandparents and great-grandparents taught y'all how to do it. You stand on the backs of blacks, stand on the backs of browns, and that's how you get what it is that ultimately becomes your way. But I promise you, I assure you, there are other ways to gain supreme power. There are other ways to thrive on this earth than just off the backs of people of color. I promise you there's other ways. Especially with the rise of technology. It's not the only way to do it, man. And God told us in many books, the first will be last and the last shall be first. A lot of this stuff is going to get flipped on its axis. Once what keeps it together deteriorates. Once the propaganda machine starts to lose its credibility with those who are normally worked by it, it ain't going to be just inciting riots. It's going to be people inside your infrastructures changing things from the inside out. Trojan horses left and right in every damn thing that you control. They're going to be emerging out of nowhere, patient as ever, rising to the top just to deteriorate it. I promise you, it's coming. Defective CEOs and things like that, it's coming. A lot of what it is that's in your infrastructure. You ain't going to see it coming if not for hearing my video, but it's coming. Your destruction is coming, white supremacy, I promise you. You just keep on watching this movie. Everything you've done to these people, everything you've done to my people, everything you did to the indigenous, everything you did to all of the indigenous peoples all over the world, you're going to get what's coming your way. And you're just piling it on worse and worse. The more you continue to act this way, the more you continue to be godless in your actions, the more you continue to defend yourself against that for which is accountability. You just pile more and more crimes against yourself. More and more indictments against yourself. And that's why it's so important to raise your children against that culture. If you're a white person, or if you're a person raising white people, you need to raise your kids against that culture, because it ain't going to age well. They're setting their kids up and their grandkids up and everybody that comes after them up for the worst of things by continuing to pass forward that to new generations. I'm telling you, it ain't the same. We got phones now, we got cameras now, and we have seen some of the things that you've done. We ain't just hear about it. It ain't just hearsay in the books that you're hiding. We're seeing it. You let the Israelis pantomime, if that's the right word, or mimic would be a better word, the energy that you have done to build this place, to take Australia, from the indigenous people there, to take Canada from the indigenous people there. You're letting Israel show us how you did it. Putting images to the actions. It's a mistake. It's an absolute mistake. And it's a perfect one too, because God definitely wants us to understand how you got what you got and why He's gonna take it from you. He wants us to understand that. If we ever do this again, it's gonna be even worse for us than it's gonna be for you for doing it this time. Y'all been engaging in this type of energy for a long time. Years and years and years of treating people bad just because of their skin color, standing on their backs just because of their skin color. It's been a long time of this shit. It's coming to an end. And so that's what I want to say to all of those who inhabit that type of mentality in white skin. You're going to understand where I'm coming from. You're going to understand where all black people and all indigenous people all over the world are coming from. You're using your power to be bullies, and it's going to reflect poorly upon you. When that reckoning comes, no one's going to feel sorry for you. No one's going to seek your humanity. They're going to celebrate your downfall in a different kind of way. Just like the Israelis are celebrating the Palestinians, so too will the world when white supremacy falls. So too will the world. Because its cancer will have ultimately been healed. And you're going to see a world thriving in ways that it never has before because it didn't have you in place, stifling its evolution with its racism and its colonial practices, its hypocrisy, and its victim identity complex. Irrational fear, applying the evil to others that you have in the mirror. Because you're as awful as you are, you think everybody else around you is awful, so you're guarding against that for which is inside of yourself. 9 out of 10 times when you pleading for help against people who ain't even looking to harm you. That's exactly what you do. Because you're horrible and sick and devious. You think the people around you are. That's just a byproduct of the sickness of being that way. That's all that is. It backs you into being aggressive in the way that you ultimately are. That's all it's ever been. Scared of blacks because you think we're going to make white skin shoes out of your skin and enslave you for 400 years. Shit we would never even think to do as a people. We'd never even think like that. If black people were running things, you think we'd be pushing people away from their land and pillaging? Hell no, we don't even want to do that. We don't want to do that. That's unique to you. You're that type of demon. We're not like that. We don't crave power and all that shit. We're much more secure as a people to not need to be the number ones in order to feel good about ourselves. That's the irony. Y'all the chosen ones, but you're constantly protecting against being chosen. How'd that work? You're constantly protecting against losing the title of being chosen. Why aren't you securing that shit? Huh? Why aren't you securing that? You done stole everything, you done did everything to every damn body. You got all the money, you rigged the financial system for yourselves. Why are you so worried? Why are you so insecure? That's the point. And it's insecurity that's your downfall. Y'all worried about who got bigger this, who got bigger that, who's stronger, who got stronger immune systems and all types of stuff like that. You can't live in a space where those who can crush you are able to just be at peace. You got to put fear in our hearts to make yourself feel better, because otherwise you think we're going to do that evil shit that you would do to us if you were as strong as us. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. And everybody's been too docile and too compromised to say it. That's exactly what it is. You think of us as a bunch of hulks or whatever, like that's what you see. A lot of y'all see that when you look at me. Hulks that's gonna take your daughters and give her the biggest, longest, and all this other type of stuff that y'all is feared of. That drives the evil that ultimately you place upon my people. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that, right? Because it's so unfair. Like, how racist of me to even say stuff like that. And see, that's the mental conditioning We feel like we don't have a right to react to our mistreatment, to the smearing of our names, to the smearing of our people, to the smearing of our brothers. We don't have a right to say, yo, I'm not pleased with this. For fear of disrespecting those who've been disrespecting us. That's conditioning, y'all. As y'all listen to me talk like this, you realize it's conditioning, right? If I come to your house and steal something from you, the first thing you're going to claim is you have a right to shoot me. But you come to this land, steal the land, and all of a sudden the people who you've stolen from are suddenly supposed to be concerned about your feelings. And anything less than that is just like so rude and so divisive. Not the practices that you engage in that ultimately provoke the reaction, but the reaction itself, so divisive. Like, that's the propaganda right there. That's warped. There's nothing normal about that. It's much more normal for someone to have something happen to them, be offended by it, and then lash out in kind. This is what you're seeing. Don't let that for which has been warped into all of our brains to keep those who have been wronged from holding those who've wronged them accountable, openly accountable, just as they were open in doing what they did, openly accountable, from allowing you to receive what real normalcy actually is. Because when you treat people fair, you know what you're going to hear? Thank you. Thank you. That's the natural reaction to someone doing something kind to someone else. Thank you. I appreciate you. Look forward to paying it forward. And I'm going to say great things about you when you're gone. This is the natural reaction. That's human, animal alike. But if you treat people poorly and you disrespect people, then the energy becomes the opposite of that. But in this world, it's like, well, because the people who've done the wrongdoing are sophisticated, and because we're in a space where we're supposed to not say nothing about that energy, then it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm wrong. I'm sorry for having this reaction in every space. I'm supposed to be docile and calm as you continue to pillage and all these different things. And I'm supposed to be fine that you keep on sicking the dogs on these people in my face, making all my friends scared that they're going to be sent to a country they've never been to because your sensibilities have been affected by their presence in their own land. That it offends your ass that they are here being themselves in the land that the Lord gave them. And because this has been going on for 400 years, and a lot of y'all have roots in this place that only go back 400 years, or less in a lot of cases, now it's just like, well, we came here legally. We went through the proper channels. We were born here. Yo, I should have never been here. This ain't your land. It's their land. They've been here for thousands of years. You just got here, and you stole your way here. You weren't invited. You weren't welcome. You killed people. There's absolutely nothing wrong about anything I just said. Any conditioning of the mind that would otherwise make it so that what I said just now is wrong. That conditioning is warped. It's meant to keep people docile while being treated horribly. It's meant to keep people indifferent to the suffering of their neighbors. It's meant to keep people believing that white supremacy should reign over all of us as it continues these practices. There's nothing normal about that. It's never been normal. And it's not going to be normal going forward. And that's exactly what I'm here to tell you. I'm not passing forward that. I'm not passing forward that. I'm not confused by that. My God has empowered me to speak this way. I'm not beneath you, just like you're not beneath me. Regardless of which of us is chosen for what. Regardless of which one God gave us what or who, none of that. I'm telling you right now, if God did choose me, the first thing I'm going to say is, well, include everybody else. Because it certainly makes life hella awkward if I'm so special and everybody else has to be beneath my feet. It's cringe, man. It makes me uncomfortable because I know people around me aren't being treated fairly. That's normal. That's what white supremacy should have did. That's how they should have felt in the presence of behaving that way. You should have been embarrassed. uncomfortable that people had to ultimately suffer so that you can stand on the top of them. Whatever conditioning allowed you to feel that you were supposed to do that without feeling bad was evil, wacky. That for which is against normal reactionary behaviors that come with these type of things amongst humans and animals. And we're going to normalize pointing out those as they are, norms that ain't normal, perversions of human behavior. That is exactly what that is. It's perverse. It's basically cursed, if I'm being completely honest with you. So that's what we telling people, man, enough. Enough. Y'all had me pledging allegiance to the flag without actually understanding what it is, what type of sorcery y'all was actually under. No. Put my hand over my heart and say nothing. Nothing at all. We ain't doing none of that. I heard my uncle was angry because people kneeled at the flag. There's nothing wrong in kneeling while people were saying sorcery, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know how this place was gotten? You know some of the evil you upholding? There ain't nothing wrong with what Kaepernick did, bro. These people stole, they killed, they maimed, and then they applied propaganda to make people okay with it. It's nothing, that ain't normal. There's nothing normal about that. No matter how many of us agree that we're going to continue to go down this path, it ain't nothing normal about that. You don't get to steal from them and then act like I'm cool with it, and that's supposed to be something I'm just going to let you do. No, that's wrong. You do it to them, you do it to me, they do it to you, it's wrong. If it happened 5 minutes ago, 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago, it's wrong. Shouldn't happen. It should be made right. Y'all so super litigious about things going right for you. But you don't want to hold yourselves accountable to uphold the credibility of that energy when it comes to this type of conversation. You want to hide from the truth. You want to bury the truth. You want to act like this isn't happening, dystopian behaviors. But then when it's time for you to get every coin, now you want to be litigious. Now all of a sudden it's about balance. Now it's all about legality. You hypocrites. You hold no credibility. Your math is backwards. It doesn't apply to anything but yourselves. And those who agree with you to make you wealthy, man, that shit is criminal. Your practices are criminal. They've been criminal. They're immoral. They've been immoral. And that nobody, no generation has been strong enough of the mind to be able to effectively hold you accountable for it. Is why you continue to normalize your immoral and wicked practices. That's all it is. Every time anybody gets up here saying what I'm saying, they put a bullet in their head. Burn crosses on their land or some shit. But at the end of the day, the enlightened ones already know what our purpose is. We ain't gonna last that long any damn way. Just like your actions and your practices ain't gonna age well. So too will truth tellers be hated. It just goes with what it is, man. And I'm not of the mindset at all that I've been disrespectful to anybody. It's like I said, if you treat me right, I'm gonna thank you. And pray of a way to pay forward what it is that you bestowed upon me. Literally. You treat me right, I'm gonna be happy to treat you right. Literally. And I'm not confused by that just because so many people have been rocked to sleep by practices that are meant to keep people docile while they're being mistreated. How you doing, brother? That's not, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm walking amongst people that don't look like me all day long. We're fine. We're so very happy. There's no problem, bro. You think I'm sitting up here trying to figure out, are they legal, are they illegal? Fuck, who cares, bro? They didn't kill nobody to be here. They didn't maim nobody or enslave nobody so that they can inhabit this land. Let's just be honest. You did that, not them. So if by way of my enlightened and open mind, as I look at fairness and unfairness, just like I'm going to tell a 2-year-old not to take a candy from a 1-year-old or whatever, fairness. If I'm going to look at things from the most simple perspectives, they're not the ones that need to be held accountable for anything illegal in regards to land and who should be and who shouldn't. Because they got to cross over the threshold of the wrongdoers who stole it and killed their way here. And you set the tone within that same energy for how difficult it would be for them to come over here to their own damn land. Just like the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians. And the only thing the Palestinians didn't do right, the only thing the Mexicans didn't do right was kill y'all asses. You can take this back. It's the only thing they didn't do right. They slaughtered the shit out of y'all. It's the only thing they didn't do right. And because they didn't, because you would manage to weasel your way into making them docile enough not to do it to you, now you get to dictate terms in regards to who gets to be here and what they have to do in order to be here. That shit is only enforced by your willingness to be violent. That's it. That's the only thing keeping people from taking back what it is you took from them. That's it. And I'm so bad. I'm the worst person in the world. Oh my God, I'm a terrorist. Oh, how horrible I am. But it's not horrible that you did that to these people and are standing on principles that allow for you to be unequal in regards to how you view it. That's completely normal. No, that's not normal. You guys are warped, brainwashed. That's the reality of it. Our country is brainwashed into thinking that it's perfectly fine so long as the statute of the limitations, how many years has it been? 400 years? Okay, in that case, they pillaged, main, and genocided, but they get the terms because, of course, they conquered everything. It's not that serious. To look at that and say, no, that's not cool, bro. We ain't rolling with that. Just because you're born here and now you get to think, my ancestors stole it. I didn't steal it. Yeah, but you're upholding the wrongdoing of your ancestors. You're complicit to their crimes, genocide, murder, land thieving. You're complicit. If my great-great-great-great-granddaddy stole something from somebody, and now I'm sitting over here guarding it instead of giving it back to him, well, I'm committing a crime now too, ain't I? I'm not just simply like, I inherited this problem, but it's not a problem because I'm not like that. I didn't steal it. Yeah, but you're not giving it back, are you? You ain't making it right. You're doubling down on the protection of yourself and the wrath of accountability. The protection against the wrath of accountability. That's what you're doing. You're making damn sure you're not being held accountable for it while being able to uphold all of what it is that you hold on to that was gotten in ill-gotten gain. You are ashamed to anything that comes after you, just like your ancestors are ashamed of you now. This is what it is. If we're not all warped by the propaganda of indifference. Indifference to the suffering of people of color. It's exactly what it is. The wickedness of white supremacy as we understand it to be. Terrorizing the whole globe constantly. And leaving the good ones open to be seen as the evildoers too. It ain't fair to me, and it ain't fair to you. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.